Have you ever stepped into the bathroom and something just felt off? Maybe it was your father taking unusually long in there. Maybe your mother gripping the edge of the sink, catching her breath, pretending everything's fine. Maybe it was you pausing for a second after standing up, feeling a little dizzy, thinking it's nothing, just tired. But what if it's not nothing? What if those tiny, everyday bathroom habits, things we don't even think twice about, are actually quiet warnings? What if they're signs that the body is waving a red flag? And what if ignoring them is putting someone you love, maybe even you, at risk of something as serious as a stroke? I know it sounds dramatic, but here's the truth. Some of the most dangerous health risks for seniors don't come with flashing lights or loud alarms. They hide in routine. They whisper through little things like straining too hard, sitting too long, or standing up too fast. And get this, certain common bathroom habits have been linked to a 300% increase in stroke risk. Not because the bathroom is a dangerous place, but because the way we move, breathe, and strain in there affects how blood flows through our aging bodies. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds scary, but what can I do? Well, that's exactly why you're here. Today, we're going to uncover 4 everyday bathroom habits that many seniors do without realizing. Habits that could be slowly, silently increasing stroke risk. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to watch for and what simple changes can make a life-saving difference. So, if you've ever noticed something that didn't sit right, something small that you brushed off, stick around because small things do matter. Especially as we age, comment, I'm here if you believe that even the tiniest habits deserve our attention. And if you're someone who cares deeply about your health or the well-being of someone you love, go ahead and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Insight. This channel is here for you, for the quiet moments, for the real conversations, for the wisdom that helps us age with dignity, safety, and love. Let's get into it. Let me tell you a story about Mr. Anderson. He was 72, still sharp, still proud of doing things on his own. Didn't want help from anyone, not even his daughter, who kept reminding him to take it easy. He loved gardening, morning walks, and that daily crossword puzzle with his coffee. But for a few days he felt off. Couldn't quite go to the bathroom the way he used to, constipated. Just figured it would pass. So one morning, he sat down like always, gritted his teeth, and pushed. Seconds later, he slumped over. No sound, no call for help. A silent stroke. No one even knew it had happened until he didn't come out of the bathroom. And here's the part that hits hardest. This happens more often than people think. It's not some freak occurrence. It's a pattern, a hidden danger that lives in plain sight. You see, when you strain during a bowel movement, when you hold your breath, bear down, and push hard, your body goes into something called the vulva maneuver. It's a fancy term, but what it really means is your blood pressure skyrockets. Your chest tightens, blood flow to the brain is disrupted. And if your blood vessels are already weakened, like they often are with age, that pressure can cause one to burst, or it can cause a clot to dislodge and travel straight to the brain. That's how a stroke can happen. Now here's the kicker. The risk. It's not small. Medical studies suggest that straining like this can increase stroke risk by up to 300%, 3 times the danger from something as basic as going to the bathroom. And yet so many seniors think constipation is just part of aging. Something you just deal with, something to push through, literally. But that mindset, that habit, it's not just uncomfortable, it can be deadly. So let's change the way we think about it. Constipation is a signal. It's your body saying, hey, I need help. What can you do? Start simple. Drink more water. Sip throughout the day, not just all at once. Add fiber-rich foods like oatmeal, leafy greens, and fruits. And move. Even a short walk every day can help your bowels stay regular. But most importantly, don't rush it. If you're sitting on the toilet for a long time, holding your breath and pushing, Stop. Breathe. Your life is not worth a moment of forcing something your body isn't ready for. And if this keeps happening, don't just wait it out. Talk to your doctor. There are gentle options, safe treatments, and strategies that don't involve risk. Because this isn't just about digestion, it's about survival. And while constipation is dangerous, what happens after can be just as risky, especially if you're standing up too fast right after using the toilet. Let me introduce you to Mrs. Green. She's 78, sweet as can be, still bakes cookies for the neighbors, and insists on doing her own laundry, even though her kids beg her to let someone else help. One night around 2 a.m., she woke up needing the bathroom. She shuffled her way in, took care of business, and then stood up like she always did. But this time, the room spun. Her knees buckled. She reached for the wall but never quite caught it. By morning, she was in the hospital, bruised, scared, and diagnosed with a minor stroke. And the cause? It wasn't a fall from a rug or dehydration like her family first thought. It was something more subtle, more common, and far more dangerous. Orthostatic hypotension. Now I know that's a mouthful, but it's important. Orthostatic hypotension happens when your blood pressure drops suddenly as you go from sitting or lying down to standing. In younger bodies, the heart and vessels quickly adjust. But in aging bodies, especially ones already dealing with medications, heart conditions, or narrowed arteries, that adjustment isn't so smooth. So when you stand up too quickly, especially after sitting on the toilet for a while, blood rushes away from the brain before the heart can catch up. And that moment, that brief window when oxygen is low, is when a stroke can strike. Now here's where it gets even more concerning. Most people write off that lightheaded feeling. Oh, I just got up too fast. I didn't drink enough water today. It's nothing. I just need a second. But when you're older, it's not nothing. It's a warning. Your body's asking for a moment, and giving it that moment could make all the difference. So, what should you do? Simple steps, literally. After using the toilet, sit still for 10 to 15 seconds. Take a few deep breaths. Gently shift your weight. Maybe wiggle your toes. Then when you're ready, stand up slowly and use a support bar or sink edge if you need it. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom, because strength at this stage in life isn't about rushing. It's about knowing when to pause. And if this feeling of dizziness or imbalance happens often, don't just shrug it off. Talk to your doctor. Sometimes medications or diet adjustments can help. Other times, it's about adapting your routine to suit your body's changing needs, because falls aren't the only danger here. A sudden drop in blood pressure can be the start of something much more serious. And like Mrs. Green learned, it can happen in the blink of an eye. But what if I told you that even before you stand up, how you sit could already be increasing your stroke risk? Let me tell you about James. He's 81, a gentle man with a thoughtful soul. Used to be a teacher, as always had a book in his hand and a story in his heart. Lately, with the house a little louder than he liked, the bathroom had become his quiet corner. A place to breathe, to think, and to read. One afternoon, James brought in a new mystery novel, sat down like always, and got pulled into the story. 20 minutes went by. Then, 30. Eventually, he stood up, but something felt off. His leg tingled, felt numb. He shook it off, went to bed. But the next morning, he couldn't speak clearly. Half his face was drooping. A minor stroke caused by something so simple, so innocent, it almost doesn't seem real, but it is. You see, when you sit for extended periods, especially on a firm toilet seat or in a slightly hunched posture, your circulation slows down. In seniors, this is a real problem. Our blood vessels aren't as elastic as they once were. Our hearts may not pump as efficiently. So when you stay in one position without movement, blood can start to pull in the lower body. And when blood pools, clots can form. Now, not all clots are dangerous, but if one of those clots breaks loose, it can travel to the brain. And if it blocks even a small vessel, it can starve brain cells of oxygen. That's a stroke. What makes this so dangerous is that it feels harmless. You're not straining. You're not standing too fast. You're just sitting. But the stillness, the lack of motion, that's what creates risk. And in the bathroom, where we don't shift much, where our legs might dangle slightly, where the seat is firm and circulation is reduced, that risk grows quietly. Now, a common misconception is that the bathroom is a great little escape, a private retreat, a few minutes or sometimes more of peace and solitude. And for many seniors, that can be true. But when that peaceful moment stretches too long, it becomes a silent threat. So what should you do? Here's the simple truth. Keep it short. Try to limit your bathroom time, 10 to 15 minutes at most. If you enjoy reading, take that book to the recliner or the porch. If you need time to think, do it somewhere your legs can stretch and shift. And if you're finding yourself spending longer and longer in the bathroom, not for medical reasons, but for the quiet, take that as a sign that maybe, just maybe, you need a new peaceful corner of the house. Set a timer if you need to. Even just standing up halfway through and sitting back down can get your blood moving. Your brain and your heart will thank you for it. And there's one final habit we need to talk about. One that most people don't even think about. It's surprisingly common and dangerously overlooked. Let me tell you about Clara. She's 75, a proud grandmother, still insists on hosting Sunday dinners even though her knees aren't what they used to be. Clara was never one to complain, but lately, something had changed. After using the bathroom, she'd take longer to catch her breath. Wiping or bending down left her winded. Sometimes she'd sit there for a minute, chest rising and falling, just waiting to feel normal again. Her daughter noticed. "Mom, you okay?" Clara would smile. "Oh, I'm just tired. You know how it is at this age." But weeks later, Clara had a stroke. It wasn't a massive one, but it stole part of her balance, and her mobility never fully returned. She walks with a cane now, she tires easily, and every time her daughter sees her sitting in silence, breathing a little too heavily, her heart skips a beat. Here's what most people don't realize. Breathing difficulty, especially during simple tasks, is not just getting older. It's not just fatigue. It's not just being out of shape. It's often the body waving a red flag, a signal that something deeper is wrong. Something to do with the heart, the lungs, or the way blood moves through the body. You see, when you bend over or reach or strain, even mildly, the body needs to send more oxygen to your muscles. If your cardiovascular system is struggling to keep up, you feel breathless. And in many seniors, this breathlessness is an early sign of underlying heart issues, circulatory strain, or even small blood clots developing. Now imagine this. Your body's already under strain. Then you add a sudden movement or you stand too fast. Your oxygen dips. Your blood pressure fluctuates. And if a clot is lurking, it could find its way to the brain. That's how strokes happen quietly without drama in ordinary moments. And here's the real danger. We ignore these signs because they feel so ordinary. "Oh, I'm just tired. I haven't slept well. Maybe I need more iron." But it's not about iron. It's not about sleep. It's about listening to your body when it whispers before it screams. So, what should you do? If you or someone you love feels short of breath after using the toilet, bending, wiping, or standing, don't brush it off. Don't write it off as aging. Talk to a doctor. Simple tests, an EKG, a blood oxygen check, or even a blood pressure monitor can reveal so much. And catching these signs early can save years of independence, even save a life. And if a doctor has already said your heart or lungs need support, then be mindful. Use grab bars. Sit if you need to when dressing or undressing. And give yourself space to breathe literally and emotionally because it's not weakness. It's wisdom. And here's the thing. These habits, They might seem minor, small things, but they're not. They're the quiet details, the overlooked moments that often carry the biggest consequences. Let's talk now about what all this really means. Not just physically, but emotionally. It's unsettling, isn't it? To realize that something as simple as normal as every day, like going to the bathroom, could quietly be putting your health or the health of someone you love at risk. It's terrifying because these aren't dramatic warning signs. There's no siren, no flashing light, no rush to the hospital. Just small, quiet moments. A long sit, a sudden breath, a little push, a dizzy spell. And that's what makes it so hard, because it feels like nothing until it becomes everything. But here's the truth. Knowledge is power, and in a world that moves too fast, awareness is an act of love. Every tip you've heard today, every sign we've unpacked, these are not just facts. They're tools. They're your armor, your guide, and a gentle reminder that you're not helpless. You're not waiting in fear. You're standing in preparedness. Because now you know. You know that straining can send blood pressure soaring. That standing up too quickly can starve the brain of oxygen. That sitting too long can let a clot form silently. And that shortness of breath might be your body begging you to listen. And once you know, you can act, you can protect. You can change things before they become irreversible. So here's what I want you to do. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Start paying attention to your own bathroom habits, to how your body feels during those moments we all take for granted. Check in on a parent, on a spouse, a friend. Ask questions gently. Watch quietly. Did they get dizzy after standing up? Are they winded when they come out of the bathroom? Do they take longer than usual? Do they lean on the wall? It's not being nosy. It's being present. And if something feels off, speak up. Start the conversation. Say, "Hey, I noticed something. Let's check it out." Just to be safe. It might feel awkward at first, but awkward is better than regret. And you know what? Caring for someone doesn't always look like heroism. Sometimes it's the quiet things, the ordinary things, the small details others miss, the gentle reminder to slow down, the steady hand when they stand up, the warm meal with fiber, the extra glass of water on the nightstand. It's the daily acts of love that build a wall of safety around the people we care about. So yes, it's scary to think a bathroom routine could hold danger, but it's empowering to realize that you can help make it safe again, because your awareness, your concern, your willingness to learn, it could be the reason someone doesn't have a stroke. And that's not just caregiving. That's love in action. That's wisdom. That's what family is all about. Let's take a moment to gently walk back through what we've learned today. We talked about 4 seemingly simple bathroom habits, things many seniors do without a second thought, that can quietly and drastically increase the risk of stroke. First, we looked at straining too hard during bowel movements. It might feel like something we all deal with from time to time, but in older adults, it can spike blood pressure to dangerous levels, sometimes fatally. Then we moved to standing up too quickly after using the toilet. A single motion that seems so harmless yet can cause a rapid drop in blood pressure and deprive the brain of oxygen, leading to dizziness, falls, or even a stroke. We explored sitting too long without moving, especially while reading or simply relaxing in the bathroom. Something that feels like a quiet escape, but actually encourages poor circulation and blood clot formation. And finally, we focused on ignoring shortness of breath, something too often brushed off as just getting old. But breathlessness during routine tasks is your body's way of waving a red flag, a warning not to be ignored. These aren't just facts. They're gentle nudges from our bodies to pay closer attention, to treat these signs not with fear, but with the care they deserve. So now I want to hear from you. Have you or someone you love experienced any of these habits? Did anything we talked about today sound familiar? Or maybe you've noticed something in the bathroom that's always made you wonder if it was normal. Let's talk in the comments. You never know. Your story could help someone else feel less alone. It could even save a life. And if this video opened your eyes, if it gave you clarity or comfort or a plan of action, please give it a like. It helps more than you know. And subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Insight. This channel is your safe space, your companion through the aging journey. Whether you're a senior yourself or caring for someone who is, you'll find guidance here that's rooted in compassion, understanding, and truth. We're not here to overwhelm you. We're here to walk with you step by step. So as we wrap up today, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being open to learning, for showing up for yourself and for the people you love. Stay strong, stay aware, and most of all, stay kind to your body, to your journey, and to those who are walking alongside you. I'll see you in the next video.